The root of all suffering is unmet expectations. This phrase by Buddha may seem simple, but conceals a powerful secret for a fulfilling life. Today, let's unravel this ancient mystery and apply it to your modern life. Let's dive into a crucial theme for our mental and emotional health: how to adjust our expectations to avoid frustrations and achieve true peace of mind. In the next few minutes, I'll share powerful insights that can transform your perspective on success and happiness. Imagine Sarah, a 28-year-old young executive who always dreamed of having it all: the perfect job, the ideal relationship, traveling the world, maintaining an enviable physique, and still having time for hobbies and friends. She was constantly chasing these goals, jumping from one target to another as if she were in an endless marathon. One day, Sarah got a long-awaited promotion. She thought, "Now I'll feel fulfilled." But the sense of achievement lasted only a few hours. Soon, she was thinking about the next goal, the next mountain to climb. The more she achieved, the emptier she felt. Why? Because her expectations were unrealistic, always one step ahead of her accomplishments. Like Sarah, many of us fall into the trap of wanting to be everything. We believe that the more we do, the more achievements we accumulate, the better our life will be. But this relentless pursuit only leads to frustration. It's like trying to fill a leaky bucket. No matter how much you pour in, it will never be full. The truth is, accepting yourself completely involves embracing not only our potential, but also our limitations. This may seem contradictory at first, especially in a society that constantly pushes us to be the best version of ourselves. But it's precisely in this paradox that the key to true peace of mind lies. Now, think of Tom, a tireless 35-year-old traveler. He has visited over 50 countries, always in search of the next great adventure. His Instagram was filled with stunning photos of exotic beaches, majestic mountains, and vibrant cities. For many, Tom was living the dream, always on the move, always experiencing something new. But one day, sitting on a paradise beach in the Maldives, Tom had an epiphany. While watching the sunset, he realized he felt as empty as before his travels. The experiences were incredible, yes, but something was missing. He was so busy running from one place to another that he never stopped to really absorb and appreciate what he was living. The truth is that more experiences do not always mean a better life. Happiness is not in the quantity, but in the quality of what we live. Tom was falling into the trap of what psychologists call hedonic adaptation, the human tendency to quickly return to a relatively stable level of happiness despite major positive or negative changes in life. This relentless search for new experiences can become a way to escape from ourselves, to avoid confronting our inner reality. It's like constantly changing the TV channel, hoping to find the perfect program, instead of allowing ourselves to dive deeply into a single story. Now meet Grace, a 42-year-old teacher. She has never left her hometown, a small community in the countryside. At first glance, her life might seem monotonous to many, but Grace found deep satisfaction in her daily routine. She values each moment: breakfast with the family, where they talk about their plans for the day; morning walks in the park, where she greets the same neighbors every day; work at the local school, where she sees the sparkle in students' eyes when they learn something new; afternoons reading on her porch with the sound of birds in the background. Reste secret? She learned to find value in the small things of everyday life. Her life may seem simple to many, but it is rich in meaning and contentment. Grace understood something fundamental. Happiness is not in great achievements or extraordinary experiences, but in the ability to appreciate the ordinary. This does not mean that Grace lacks ambitions or does not seek improvement. She continues to develop professionally, reads a lot, learns new skills. But she does it without the overwhelming pressure of having to be or do something extraordinary all the time. The philosopher Arthur Schopenhauer once said, "Happiness consists more in small pleasures occurring every day than in great moments of ecstasy that happen rarely." This phrase perfectly sums up what we are discussing. Reducing our expectations does not mean giving up on dreams, or settling for less than we deserve. Instead, it's about learning to appreciate what we already have, finding joy and satisfaction in daily experiences. Schopenhauer argued that the relentless pursuit of happiness and satisfaction is, paradoxically, the source of much of our suffering. When we constantly yearn for something more, something better, something different, we are essentially telling ourselves that the present, the only moment we truly have, is not enough. But what if we change this perspective? What if, instead of always seeking the next big moment, we focus on making each moment a little better? This is where the power of adjusting our expectations comes in. So, how can we put this into practice? How can we adjust our expectations in a way that leads us to greater satisfaction and peace of mind without losing sight of our dreams and aspirations? Here are some strategies. Set smaller, achievable goals. Instead of "I want to be the best in the world," try "I want to improve by 1% each day." These smaller goals are not only more realistic, but also give us a sense of constant progress. Each small victory becomes a source of satisfaction and motivation. Practice gratitude. Every day, write down 3 things you are grateful for. They can be simple things like a good breakfast or a smile from a stranger. This practice trains our brain to notice and appreciate the positive in our lives instead of always focusing on what is missing. Embrace your limitations. Accept that you can't be good at everything and focus on what really matters to you. This does not mean settling for mediocrity, but rather recognizing that we all have strengths and weaknesses. By accepting our limitations, we free up energy to focus on what we can truly do well. Practice mindfulness. Learn to be present in the moment. Often, our dissatisfaction comes from constantly thinking about the future or ruminating about the past. Mindfulness helps us appreciate the here and now. Create a personal definition of success. Instead of adopting external definitions of success, such as wealth, status, or fame, reflect on what success means to you. Perhaps it's having time for your hobbies, being a good friend, or doing work you find meaningful. Adjusting our expectations does not mean giving up our dreams or settling for less than we deserve. It's about finding a healthy balance between aspiration and acceptance, between seeking improvements and appreciating the present. It's a continuous process, not a final destination. There will be days when we feel frustrated and others when we feel deeply satisfied. The important thing is to keep practicing, keep adjusting, keep growing. By doing this, we may discover that true happiness is not in having everything or being everything, but in fully appreciating what we have and who we are. It is in this space of acceptance and gratitude that we find true peace of mind and a fulfilling life. If this video touched you in some way, don't forget to share in the comments which strategy you will apply to adjust your expectations. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, and activate notifications for more content that will transform your life. Until next time.